friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see, and if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And it is time again for a new DIY, and you see already on the table are the tumbling towel blocks. We have here, of course, I always say with the tumbling towel blocks, I never know how much I use, but always make sure that you have 4 until 5 packages laying around to make the DIY. Of course, I have here my container with everything inside, some brushes, markers, scissors, and of course my mud pot, some twine, and of course my wood glue. What would we do without them? I have here my paint, and of course I use most of the time my creamy color. And here you see an old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. What we're going to make, we are going to make a dresser, a kind of a cupboard piece. We will see how this will turn out. So I have no idea, but I tried several little cupboards and of course dressers, how you call it. So you can find a lot of them on this channel, but also on our other channel, Decor Easy. So go ahead, check it out, and of course we will see how this one turned out. So you see already, I placed 8 blocks and 8 blocks over here, so in total 16 blocks. We are going to start from bottom until the top. So first we're going to do some glue on the longer side of the smaller side, but the longest side, and just row them together, very easy, this way. And we do a number 7, and number 8 is of course the closure up. We're going to squeeze it from within and then until the end and make a nice straight line over here, and we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need. We do here the same. We just give the side a little bit of the glue. Don't always do too much, because I always do too much glue, but that only works against you. And I really have my opening already so small. So, but maybe it's the way I squeeze my glue. Again, squeeze it, and we're going to press it together this way, and we're going to wipe away. We're going to give it a couple of minutes. So now I place one on the side very carefully because it is not dry yet, and we make a nice thin line of glue over here. And we're going to place them together, because if we only wait a couple of minutes, like a lot of you already know, you still can fill in the open gaps, and you don't have to fill them up with wood filler or something else. So this is already a 1, and we're going to place this aside, and now we're going to go for the first stage of our dresser. So now I'm going to place this one on the side. I always have my second mat over here, and I can easily place it over until here, and so it can dry over there and it doesn't bother us on our space. We are going to get 13 blocks. So I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you have 13 blocks, and what you're going to do, you're going to place them on the smallest side. So not the flat side so easily, just the smallest one. So this way and this way. And now we're going to, very easy, do some glue on the middle part. And we do it here, and we're going to row them also together. And this. And over here. And this is very easy to do. The only thing what's a little bit tricky is to squeeze them together, because it's a little bit of a longer row. But I always say, just take your time, because time is everything. Sometimes we want to do it too fast. And already number 12 and number 13 is the closure up. Then we're going to squeeze it from within, the same like we do when it's flat on our table. Then we're going to, and you see already it wants to pop up. And we're going to make one big block out of it. We're going to wipe away, and we're going to straighten it out again. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes. And what we're going to do now, in the meantime, we're going to get 4 blocks. And we're going to lay them flat on the table. And again, 4 blocks and also flat on the table. We're going to do the longer side. Oh, you see already he is running away. The longer side over here. And number 3. And number 4 is again the close you up, squeeze it. We do here the same. And this is 1. And this is a number 2 and number 3. And we're going to squeeze them. And make sure that we have a nice straight line. And we do here the same. And we're going to give them a couple of minutes. So we're going to place this one straight up. We're going to do some glue on the side, on this side. And we're going to place it against this one. And we do here the same. And we're going to place this one over here. And make sure that you have a nice straight line. And give it a little bit of pressure. And work your way to the outside if it is not straight, because you want a straight opening of your dresser. And we're going to work with it and give it a little moment of time to dry in. So we're going to give it a couple of minutes. So now we are going to move this one also to the other mat, and we're going to let this dry there also. Before you're going to place it there, always feel with your fingers if everything is still in the place you want to have it, because when it's really drying in, you can't move it anymore. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make now the bottoms, the rest of the bottoms and the top, because this was only one piece of the dresser, but now we're going to do the rest. I have here 8 again, and I have again also, I think also 8 if everything is correctly. Yes, I have. So I'm going to do repeating the same. So this will be bottom number 2, and I'm going to easily roll them together. Don't worry, I'm not going to do everything together with you. So I'm only going to do this one, and then the rest I will do a little faster. So number 7 and number 8 is the closure up again. The same like we did with the first one. And this is number 4. Number 5 and number 6 and number 7 and the last, oh, you see already, and number 8. And we're going to squeeze it from within, and we're going to do the ending, squeeze it from the inside, and then we're going to work to the outside. And we're going to let this dry in also a couple of minutes again. So also this one we're going to lay on the side. We do some glue over here. Oh, a little bit more over here, or else it doesn't glue. And we're going to place them together, and we're going to fill in the open gaps again to make sure with that we get a nice blank this way. And of course this one we're going to place away also. I make the other 3 because we need 5 of this one. 1 for the bottom and 1 for the top. So you have 4 drawers and you have 5 bottoms, which of course one of them will be the top. So we gave all of them again and half, at least a couple of minutes and half hour, I would already say. And we're going to do some glue on the side again, over here. And we do here the same. And make sure that you have it on each block, so it glues a little better. And we're going to place them down and make sure that you have a nice straight line again. Also over here we're going to fill in the gaps, because you see already I have a couple of gaps, and that's not what we want. And if we don't wait too long, we still can easily fix it. And we have here the same, because at least my blocks are not totally straight, but I hear from a lot of you who have the same problem. So I'm just going to fill it in and make sure that we get a nice piece. And we're going to let this dry. So if everything is correctly, you have 5 pieces of 2 times 8, because this is 16 in total. And so you have 5 pieces for your, at least the outside of your cupboard dresser. We're going to place them aside on my other mat and we're going to let it dry, because if you're going to work with it now, everything will break. What we're going to do, we're going to do the next step, and that will be the layering. We already did one, but we're going to do now the rest. You ready? I have again 3 times 13 blocks on here, and you see, because we already made one piece in between, we need 3, because in total we need 4 pieces. So we are going to make 3 because we already have 1. We do some glue on the wider side of the block, and we're going to roll them very easy and simple, and take your time for it, because it's still relaxing also to do such a DIY. At least it gets me very rest. Now you call it peaceful. I don't know if you say that right, peaceful. That sounds strange, but of course you know what I mean. So I'm going to roll them together. I'm almost there. Number 11 and number 12, and of course number 13 is the closure up. We do here the same. And so we go on and on until we have all the rows done. Of course, I will do the other one a little faster. So this will be already. And I think the dresser will be useful for a lot of things, because he is not too big and not too small. He's also maybe great for jewelry, maybe for earrings. And he can be used for maybe in your kitchen for recipes, because I was thinking the recipes is also very nice place to use, or maybe some herbs you can use, place them inside. So they are not really big, the dressers. That's what I like about, because not everyone has a really big space to decorate or use for other things. So I think this is a nice size, but of course let me know in the comments if you like the size. We're going to squeeze it. And we're going to press it, and this way, and we're going to squeeze it. And of course I should have done it from the inside out, but sometimes I'm a little impatient, so I'm going to place it over here. And now I'm going to make sure that I give it a couple of minutes rest. And you see already on the table, here are the 3 pieces of 13. I place them on the side, because, and then if you do them on the side, give with your fingertips a little bit of pressure, so you get a nice smooth top. Because if you place it this way and you just squeeze it and you don't do anything with it, then it's possible that it's a little bit wobbly. So place it when it's dried up for a couple of minutes, just carefully, and press it to the bottom. That means that you get a nice straight line also on top, and then give it a little squeeze on the side, and again this way. And so you do with all 3 of them. Now you see I have 4 pieces over here and 4 for this one. So we have here 4 and we have here 4 for the sides. Here will be 1, here will be 1, here, here, here and here. So we're going to row very easy these 4 blocks on the smallest, longest side together, and this way. And we're going to place it, and this is a nice the measurements are nice. I was forgetting what I was trying to tell you. So I mean, the size is very sometimes difficult to find for the smaller blocks. I also made dresses with the bigger blocks, and this is a little bit easier to work with, because the smaller blocks is always a task to count out and what is nice, because it's never totally fitting. At least if you don't want to saw it. And this time I don't want to saw the pieces, because not everyone has a jigsaw or a saw laying around, or someone who can do it. So this time I really want to do it only with the blocks, and that you don't have to saw it out. Of course, if you have a saw you can do anything, then it doesn't matter. But it's also a challenge just to do it without the saw. So I hope I can I hope I can imagine it. That's not a great word. I hope I can make it. I keep it simple. I hope I can make it without sawing. So this is one, and now the last 4, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes. So I gave it a couple of minutes. I'm going to place 1 down, and I'm going to try it a little bit on a different way. The other one I did straight up. I'm going to try if this will work a little bit better. So we're going to give it some pressure on one side and on this side. So I have no idea if this works better or not. We will see. Maybe just do it the way you think it's better for you, because I can't tell you how you must glue your pieces, but I think I can give it a little bit more power to it if I'm placing it down, of more pressure to it. So I don't know if I am right about it, but we will see. So I'm going to place this one also down. I'm going to do some glue again on this longer side and place it at the ending. Squeeze it, and we're going to do here the same. And so we do all 3 of them, and then in total of all, and then we have in totally here we have 4. If everything is correctly, you have 4 pieces. Of course, I have to wipe away the glue and feel with my fingers so I have a nice smooth place. And now this way, and the last, and we're going to place this one at the ending also over here, and we do here. And of course I need to work with it because I already see he's sticking out. And we're going to place this one on top of here, and we're going to go over with our fingers, because that's the way you feel the best. At least I feel the best. And this way. And now we're going to let it dry. And you see already, here is number 4 we already made earlier. This is how he's looking like. So it's very easy. And we're going to give it a couple of at least a half-hour rest before we're going to build the dresser together. So I have here now my 4 pieces, and of course I have my 5 pieces of my bottoms. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my bottom, and I'm going to do some glue on the underside. And we're just going to easily do some glue around here and around here. And we're going to place it on the almost the ending, not totally, but almost. So we are going to give it a little bit of pressure to get it fitting. On the side he is almost fitting, so the sides are perfect, and only for the back side you leave a little opening. I hope you can see it, that it's not totally straight to the back side, but a little. So you can also easily turn it around and just feel with your fingers and look where you want to have it. So you can easily get it in the middle and then give it some pressure over here. And we're going to place this aside. This is already one. We're going to get another one. Place this down. Of course, we're going to do some glue on the underside. Over here. And if you have glue which is coming out, get your small brush and easily get it away with your wet kitchen towel. Again, we're going to place it on the back side. We're going to turn it around so we can easily see where we are at. And so we get the same like we did with the other one, because you want to have it a little bit the same. Over here, and give it some pressure. And again, place it aside for a moment. We do here the same. And of course, I do this together with you, so you know exactly what I'm doing. And of course, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm really sorry about that. But it's a lot of people enjoy the step-by-step. So maybe you can skip forward if you don't like it. So again, I'm going to turn it around, fill it in, and press it down. Of course, be careful because it's not totally dry yet. And you see also, here are things also going wrong. So don't worry about it, just press it together again and make sure that you have it in a straight line. So you saw already also mine did broke out. I have one last piece, and then if everything is correctly, you have one bottom over for the top, over here, and I'm going to place this one also to the back side, turn it over and make sure that I have it over here and fitting nicely. Again, squeeze and try to get, if you look to all the back sides the same like I do, that almost everyone is a little the same. So, and if it doesn't, just work with it, Place it a little bit to the back side if you think it's a little bit too much. Again, squeeze it. And we have here the number 4. And what we're going to do right now is very easy. We're going to build it up, and now I hope that everything will fit together. I have really no idea, but we will see. And now we're going to place this one on top. And again the same like we did with the other, a little piece of overlay, not too much. I feel with my fingers and then give it a little bit of pressure. I do here the same. And this, just take your time for it. That's the most important. Just take your time. Again, we're going to build this one up also. Make sure that you have a piece of overlay, and that's why I do the back side to myself, so I can easily see what I'm doing and how many you see already. Then you get a nice, it's not a structure, oh my, it's a texture, sorry. So again, I'm going to squeeze it and make sure that I have the same. And now I'm going to do the last layer of this one, and I'm going to do some glue, and we're going to place the last on top, and we're going to give this also some pressure and make sure and feel with your fingers. So, and this way, and now we only need the last piece, and that's of course the top, and we're going to give it some glue. And now we only need to make sure that we have this one over here. I have to look for that. The nicest side will be on the front, and this way. And I'm going to place it over here. Make sure that I have the same overlay that I have on the old pieces. And now I'm going to let it dry in for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to give it some pressure with some I have from this kind of weight that are from the little weights. I show it to you in a moment. That's better than I'm telling you in English. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So you see this in a moment. And you see, this is what I mean. This is a weight from the older days. I collect them, so I have them laying around in my home because I love them. I'm going to give it a little bit on the ending, and I do here the same. And this is all, both of them the same weight. So this is 1 kilo. So I don't know how you call it in English. At least we call it 1 kilo. So, and I'm going to do it on the corners, not on the front, or else he will be breaking. Do it on the back side, a little on the corner. Place it at the ending and a little bit on the side. And then we're going to let this dry at least for an hour. So I place the outside of the dresser on this side over here to let it dry further. What we're going to do, we're going to make our drawer. We are going to do 6 blocks. So very easy, just do the longest side. We do over here, place them together. And this one. And number 5 and number 6 is the closure up. You're going to squeeze it. And this way on the side, make sure that you have a nice straight line. Wipe away the glue from the top and make sure that you have, look for that everything is in a straight line. What we're going to do, we're going to get 2 blocks. We do the top and we're going to place them together this way and give it some pressure, and then we're going to wipe also the top. For the glue, give it a couple of minutes. So I gave it a couple of minutes, place the 2 block on the side, do a little bit of glue, and we're going to place them against this one and make sure that you fill in the open gaps and squeeze it and wipe away the glue. We're going to place this on the side. Ooh, you see, I'm sorry for the noise. What I'm going to do is again 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks over here, and this will be of course 2 blocks on the front. I have to count. If everything is correctly, we need this 2 blocks, so we need 1 of 2, 2 of 2, 3 of 2, 4 of 2, 5, but 6 of 2 blocks we glue together this way. We're going to squeeze it, make a straight line, squeeze over here, and this one, and this, and number 6. And of course we are going to wipe away the glue because it's a lot of glue on the top, and that's not what we want. Too much glue, but if I do a little less, I always am afraid that it doesn't glue the right way. So I always use a little bit too much, you know that for me. So I'm going to give this one also a couple of minutes. Now I have my 6 pieces. 2 of them we are going to glue together. There's this one and this one. And we're going to make sure that we fill in all the gaps we have. And again, squeeze it. And make sure that you at least on one side have a straight line on one of them, because we need to make a kind of, it's not totally a square, we call it a rechthoek. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes or else it will break. In the meantime, I have again 6 blocks. I'm going to glue them together. And don't worry, like I told you earlier, I'm not going to do everything together with you. And a number 5 and a number 6. Again, squeeze them together. In totally I did the height of 4 draws, but of course you can make it as high as you like. If you want to have it a lot higher, it's also fine too. So do whatever you think is right. This is already one, and now we're going to do the tops. Some glue over here, and we're going to squeeze it, and we're going to let this dry in. So I already made now all the 4 bottoms. We only need for this one, we need to glue them together. Just do a line over here, place them this way. We do a line over here, and we're going to place this one also over here, and we do here the same. And then we have our 4 bottoms of our drawers. Again, squeeze it, make sure that you have it in a straight line, and this one. And this one. Of course, I have to go down a little to make sure that we have the right size. And we're going to give this a couple of minutes again. So I place my 4 bottoms over here. You see already these are the 4 bottoms, 6 this way, 2 on the top. Then you already have 1 bottom. This is the sides, 4 blocks, 4 blocks and 2 blocks. What we're going to do is very easy. We place them on the side, and we only need to glue the sides. You do some glue on this side and on this side, and you're going to place it in. You do here the same, and over here, and we're going to place them over here. And now we're closing it up with the other one, and we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, and then we're going to work with it and make sure that everything is nicely until we get one little crate. So, and this is already one of them. Squeeze it, press it down, and we're going to give this a couple of minutes rest. You see already the table is full because we have already one outside frame for the drawer, and we need of course 4 in totally, so we need again 3 extra, and we needed 6 pieces of 2 for this one, so we have in totally 18 pieces on the tables we are going to make in pieces of 2. So very easy, just row them together in the longest line. Very simple. Just go around your table and row all of them together. So you need 18 pieces of 2, and then you glue them together. Of course, it's 36 blocks. I have to think there. And this is already almost the whole drawer is already finished then. So, and then we're going to decorate it, of course, or decorate it at least. We're going to do the touches, the last touches of our drawers, because you can decorate it, of course, any way you like. I always give you just a simple inspiration. And the last 2, And this is already the last, and then I only going to squeeze all of them and make a straight line. So I placed all of them together, this two, so you need 6 blocks which are glued together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and of course 7 and 8 are of course in drawer number 4. We're going to place them easily on the side. We're going to do some glue on this side and on this side, and we're going to place this over here, and we do here the same on this side and on this side. And we're going to place this over here, and we're going to close it up with this one. So carefully make sure that you squeeze it a little, and then we're going to let this dry. I'm going to do all the other ones also. See ready? I have 4 of the frames, and we have of course 4 of the bottoms. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get one of the bottoms. This way I will look for the flat side, which one I like the best. I'm going to look for if I like this side the better or this side, because what I want to do, I'm going to do the longest blocks to point to myself, and the 2 blocks this way I'm going to do this way, because now I can easily see, because I want to have a straight line, my frame, a straight line on this, and have a little bit overlay on this side. So I'm going to do some glue over here, around. And of course I have to make sure that I have a little of all, and this way, and I'm going to place it over here, and I'm going to look for the straight line on the back side. And here you see already he is going over a little, and I chose for this, but you can also do it in the middle, so every piece has a little overlay. I show it to you in a moment, but first it needs to dry, and then you see what I mean. And you see how the drawers turned out, and I did with my small brush, I go inside of the drawer and just removed the glue, because you don't want big pieces of glue inside. And you see, this is what I mean with a piece of overlay. You can see it over here. Oh, here this way is better. You see a piece of overlay, and you can do it on the back side and you can do it on the front side. I do it on the front side because I like a little border under here. What I'm going to do, we have 4 of them, and I'm going to get some loose blocks, and I'm going to glue them as a knob in the middle. You can use a bead, you can use a piece of twine, you can use a tassel, you can use anything you like, but I'm going to go, because I like a little bit of the neutral, so I do a simple line of glue, and I'm going to glue them in the middle of the blocks and give it a little bit of pressure. The only thing I need to look for, that I have all the blocks in the same row, so I'm going to place them all after each other, so I am sure that every time I have the same measurement for my blocks, because you don't want that if you have it inside of the dresser or cupboard, you don't want that it is crooked and the line doesn't walk nicely. So I'm going to do number 3, and then I'm going to get my ruler, and I'm going to look for if I have it in a straight line, and over here. And the only thing what's important, take your time for it again, for making it that everything is fitting nicely next to each other, because you don't want that later when it's dried up and you think, oh, I would have done this different. Of course you can always give your own twist on it, but I'm going to let this dry, get my ruler, and I'll make sure that everything is in a straight line. But like I told you, I use this as a knob, but you can use anything. You see already, the dresser is also dried up, and I'm really loving how he is looking. See, I give some texture to the piece, because you didn't do it totally on the back side. So I'm really happy how this one turned out. Of course, I have here some beads. You can place some beads on each corner. You can place some beads on the top. You can decorate it any way you like. I was only thinking for doing something on top which you can write something on it, so to give it an other look, but I have to think about it. But first I'm going to paint mine, and I'm going to paint mine of course in my creamy color. Everyone knows it already for a long time, so I'm going to take my time and paint everything inside and of course on the outside. You see already the outside of the dresser cupboard I already painted in the white color, and I think it changed so much if only you give it a coloring. Of course I did the creamy color, but if you're going to spray paint it or you're going to wax it, be sure that you sand it first, because or else you get really stains from your wood glue, and that's not what you want. Then you can see it through and you don't want that. I'm going to go do also the drawers, and I think I'm going to do them in the same color, but maybe I'm not, you will see. But of course in a moment you see the quick impression, because the only thing I need to do is the drawers, and then you see how I decorated it. And yes, I told you, you see the quick impression, but you know me. I always, my mind is going and going, and I thought he is a little bit too white for me. I want to give it a little bit lighter old look with a little bit of brown. So I took my brown shoe polish. I have here a couple of blocks, and I'm going to give them a light coating over it. So very easy on all sides, back side, front side and the sides. And then I'm going to get my kitchen towel and I'm going to wipe them clean, and I'm going to try to place them next to my drawers. I don't know if it will succeed, because I didn't count on it to do it, or else I should have done it earlier, but I think I'm going to give it a try. So you'll see in a quick impression, but not immediately. You see a little moment. We're going to give it a little bit more, yeah, I don't know, a little bit more of coloring. So you see already I did color 8 of them in the brown color, and now I'm going to try to squeeze them inside of my drawers. Of course it's not going to be perfect, but I think I have it in my mind, so I want to try it. But of course, if you don't like it, just don't do it. I'm just going to give it a try, and I tell you if it works or not. It was a little bit of squeezing. It was really hard to get it in, but I did get them in, and I'm really happy how they are looking like. Of course, I did it in the brown color, but you can do it in any color you like. Now I'm debating if I am going to do 4 blocks and 2 on top of here to give also the top a little bit of a different look. So that will be very easy. I'm probably going to get my wood glue, and I'm going to glue this together and glue this two on top, but you see that in a moment. I have my wood glue, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do 2 of them together, this way, and this two together, and this two, and I'm going to give it the top a little bit of a texture, because you can also do some Christmas tree on top. You can do some maybe a rooster, a little kind of roosters on top. You can change it up. It's just for which season you using it. This is a dress you can use for any season and for any place in your home. So I'm just going to give it a neutral look, but you can change it up any way you like. Now I'm carefully going to place this one on the side. Do a little bit of glue, place it down and make a piece of 4 out of it. Squeeze it. And now we're going to do for this one, we do a small little line with glue. And we're going to place this one in the middle. So very easy, and everyone can make this. And of course, if it breaks apart, just glue it together again and then work with it, because it's so easy to do, because your wood glue is still not dried up. And this is a little bit what you get. And I'm going to give it a couple of minutes rest, and then I'm going to give it also a little bit of my shoe polish in a brown color. So, and you see already I did my piece in my shoe polish, and you see already, that's why I wanted to show you. I did make my piece, but before I did my shoe polish on top, I didn't sand it. And you can see already in the pieces where the blocks are connected is a lighter spot, and you see already that's where the wood glue is. And of course you wipe away the wood glue with your kitchen towel, which is wet, but you never get the stain really out unless you're going to sand it. So this is a lesson for me to learn. Of course you have to sand it first and then do some shoe polish. But I also want to show you things are going wrong. So be careful, just sand it before you're going to do your wax or spray paint on top of here. I'm going to glue it on top, and then you see in a moment a quick impression, because I will work this away. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tower blocks, a little cupboard, of course, maybe you could all call it a dresser. I had so much fun making it, especially the size is great. You can place it anywhere in your decor. Of course, I hope you give this one also a try, and everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. And everyone who is here and only love to watch, I hope you had fun watching again. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there. Have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!